I'm Kyle Milan. You need to watch my LinkedIn Lives because you're going to learn some shit and sometimes I'm funny. We're here to talk about industrial sales, industrial marketing, technical sales. Then on today's episode, we're going to talk about how to build trust, which is the most important aspect.
Are you stepping up your sales game? It's almost the end of 2022.
All right, guys, we're going to do some cold calls. Hey, Bill, this is Kyle with Manufacturing Tribe, a Texas-based industrial sales and marketing company. On average, we create over 500 videos a year for our clients and write over 500 articles. Leave your comments in the comment section below. We will answer them when we come back. And if we don't have any questions, then I'm going to go on about my day. We'll be right back. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, please. Look at all the video content we have on there. I haven't spent 22 years in manufacturing to not know what I'm talking about. You need to watch my content. What is up, guys? I'm Kyle Milan. It is Monday, so for those of you that know what's going on, today is Q&A time. That's where you guys send over questions, and I am here to provide you with an answer, hopefully a good one. Usually it's pretty good. Sometimes I go off on tangents. So before we get started into today's show, for all of you new people coming onto the content, Mondays are Q&A, where you either send questions into askkyle@mfgtribe.com, leave comments in the comments section, leave comments on YouTube, questions, things like that. We pull from those sources to be able to provide some content for you guys on Mondays. Wednesday's show is where we either talk about technical sales or industrial marketing. We pick a topic, we send it out. You guys then say that, hey, I want to attend this stuff. And we go about 30 to 40 minutes deep into a topic where I give tips, advice, things that we're seeing about it. This is all that I know, technical sales and industrial marketing. I have no other tricks in my bag or up my sleeve. So the way this format works, guys, is we've got questions that have been sent in, Laura? Pre-screened and sent in. They're not stupid questions or stupid comments. They're pretty good. We pick them. Well, Laura picks them. Then she asks me live in front of you guys. But if you're watching this, put a comment in the comment section if you have a question. If you're like, you know what, I want Kyle's input on this question. What do you think about the difference between things? What do you think about how should I handle this specific situation? And after we get through these pre-screened questions, then we go into the live comments. So hopefully we get some engagement from all you LinkedIn and YouTube peeps out there. Without further ado, we will get into the show. Laura, first question, throw it up there and let me know what it is.
How can a marketing agency make it easier for an industrial company to build their brand and attract new audiences?
All right, how can a marketing agency help an industrial company build new brand and attract audiences? Okay, that is a general question. So number one, the marketing agency's got to understand your target demographic. Do they know who you're trying to sell to? Do they know what they're looking for? Do they know how to effectively market in that space? That's kind of check number one. Now, you can work with an agency like MFG Tribe, Manufacturing Tribe. This is all we do. We're an industrial marketing agency, so we know the ins and outs of every industrial manufacturing industry out there, whether it's service or product. That's kind of step one. Make sure you're looking into people that have experience in your space. And not just like, oh yeah, sometimes we dabble with it, but people that are heavily vested into the industrial space. So it's kind of step one, because they're not going to be able to help you if they don't really understand it. It's going to be more of a time spent on learning your industry 3-4 months before they can actually execute. So if you do that, then you should trust on their strategy. The strategy should be something along the lines of, you want to make sure your website's good. You want to produce some sort of content. You want to push that content out in relevant areas like social on LinkedIn. You want to create written and video content, put it on your website, videos on YouTube, lots and lots and lots of content consistently on a monthly basis. Hopefully that's what they're telling you, because that's what works. And then from there, email marketing, advertising, and kind of trust that they understand the process. Now, for those of you that are working with agencies that are like, yeah, we work with manufacturing companies, we've got a few of them, we've done a few in the past, I would go to them and say, look, content is king. You have to, in order to sell to somebody, you have to effectively market to them. Help the sales team out by marketing to them with pieces of content that are relevant, written and video, and making sure that you track the engagement on that through some sort of system. And then from there, you can give your sales team a little bit of a leg up to where it's not a 100% cold call or a cold lead. It's like, this person's been sent some things, maybe they've clicked on stuff, maybe you've converted them from an MQL to an SQL, but it's a way to educate them and say, hey, look, I'm not here to sell you something. Here's some information that's relevant to you guys, relevant to your market that I think you'll get use out of. And then from there, it's just, how do we get that content out there? You have to adjust it for social, adjust it for email, adjust it for advertising. But that's really the best way that a manufacturing company or a marketing agency can help an industrial manufacturing company is first to truly understand the audience, and then from there implement a strategy that is specific to that audience. It's not saying like your product and your audience has a different 100% different strategy than somebody's different product or service with a slightly different audience. From my standpoint, industrial is industrial. It's either a service or a product. How you go about specifically tweaking those is kind of like in the minute details and the minor side of it. But from a macro level, right, like macro speaking, you're going to be going after them very similar because the audience is people that are educated, operations, purchasing, engineers. How to market to them, you first have to have experience doing it. And that's really the best way any marketing agency can help out an industrial company.
Okay.
Laura
Question
liked
number
it.
2 today. What are some integration tools to help sales and marketing work better together?
What are some integration tools that help sales and marketing work better together? So first thing is understand sales and marketing have to work better together. They have to be joined at the hip. Marketing's job is to generate activity, generate opportunities, leads, and bring them into the pipeline of sales. In order for them to do that, they first have to understand what are the salespeople seeing, what do the salespeople need as tools from them, so on and so forth. What are they seeing out there when they're selling to people? What type of objections are they getting? What type of value are they providing? What are the common things that they're seeing? Marketing can't really get that if sales doesn't communicate back. But some simple tools is you got to have a uniform system, right? You got to have some sort of CRM system that both parties are using and using efficiently and effectively. Because if marketing is just running off doing automation, doing email marketing, things like that, but sales isn't in there to update stuff and attack stuff, then it's really a lost cause for it. Like they have to work on the same systems together. Using communication systems, if you're a bigger company like Slack, personally, I'm not a huge fan of anything Microsoft related, but a lot of our clients use Microsoft Teams. So being able to chat with people, communicate, having right channels set up, have frequent weekly meetings, so that way that sales and marketing can get on the same boat with the objectives, the initiatives, things that they're doing. But it can't be like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing and vice versa. So they have to come together. The best way to do that is to store all of your information into a CRM system like a HubSpot or something similar, but make sure that both sides of it are in there on a daily basis, updating it, going through the data, making sure that it's clean, putting notes, communicating back to marketing, say, hey, I'm seeing a lot of good activity on this thing that you guys did, and communicating back and forth. You really have to have the tools in place so it's not just like emailing back and forth or chatting. A centralized CRM system is critical to make sure that both parties are involved.
All right. Question number 3. What are the benefits of having user-generated videos versus sponsored ads on social media?
What are the benefits to what? User-generated videos versus sponsored ads?
Yes.
Okay, what type of user-generated video? Do we have any elaboration on that?
I'm assuming they just mean like it's kind of hard to tell, like when it's a sponsored ad, is it better whenever it's like,
Oh, like the difference between something that's organic and something that's paid?
yes, I think that's what they meant.
And what was the beginning part of that question?
What are the benefits of having user-generated videos versus sponsored ads?
Oh, okay. So like authenticity will come through a user-generated video and you'll get more traction. If it's something like that you post on social, you'll get more traction. You don't have to pay for it. A sponsored ad is going to have to come with a cost per click, cost per view. So you're going to have to first set up your audience, make sure it's the right audience, and then put something that's relevant to them, like this video that you're talking about, into it. But ideally, you want to tackle it from both sides, right? Like from an organic standpoint, having people at your company posting videos, growing their network, and pushing it out there is going to benefit you, even from a company standpoint. Posting something on a company page and having all of your sales and marketing people engage and share that out to their networks, that's a way to get free traction and free views on the video versus having to go down the paid side. But it kind of depends on the specific situation. I always look at it as, if you want to take time out of the equation, spend money on advertising, right? If you can wait for it to build up organically, or you don't have the budget to run ads, it's going to take longer, but you can eventually get there. It's just going to be not as quick. Whereas with some of our clients, we can say, hey, this ad that we created, this video ad that we created, we want to put it in front of these specific industrial companies, and we want to push it hard in front of them over the next 30 days. Here's the action we want them to take, and we're going to spend $5,700 to do it. That's one way to do it, to get some instant traction and instant brand awareness. But too often people are like, if I put this out there, it's going to generate traffic, which is going to result in a sale. That doesn't always work like that. A lot of times for the new brands, you push stuff out there and like, who are these guys? I keep seeing their stuff, or they're emailing me and now I'm seeing their ad. It takes a little bit to bust up that brand awareness side of things, to make sure people are aware of what it is that you do. And then maybe eventually they come back to you. So you can't take the specific metrics and the KPIs as like, this didn't work. You're building brand awareness at the same time that you are running paid ads. So both sides have a benefit. It depends on your specific situation.
All right. And the last question I have ready for today: what is the best way to track industrial marketing trends?
What's the best way to track industrial marketing trends? Follow my content. I'd say that's the best way to track it. Everything that we do, and I don't mean like we know everything about anything, but we're in this industry. This is the only industry that we're in, is industrial and manufacturing people. So we do things on a daily basis at scale for all of our clients. So we'll see things typically before like a report comes out, right? You can track your own KPIs and see, are you seeing a shift? Are you testing things, seeing if it worked or it didn't work? But at the end of the day, if you wait for like annual reports, or if you Google search something and you go to like socialmediaexaminer.com or places like that that are looking at as a whole, how does social media work? It's not specific to your niche. So if you follow our content, we don't say things that aren't true from a standpoint of performance and strategy and what works. All the topics that we talk about, it may seem like redundancy from a marketing standpoint, but there's only so many tricks in the bag. It's all about execution of that strategy and those tricks of what's working. But there's really only a couple of key areas to focus on. So if you pay attention to our content, subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll start to see like, this is what's working. We tell stories all the time about, this client, we saw this work. Now we're focusing more on that. We test it all the time with our clients. And as we see something making traction or momentum, we then may say, okay, we're going to test this thing that seems to be working for this client in this niche industry. We're going to test it with one of our other clients, see if we get similar results. And if it does, then that's how we're going to do it across the board. And the main thing is that we can do it at scale because we have 10, 15, 20 clients that we're doing the same thing for, testing it, reviewing those results and seeing if it works, and then applying it at a broader scale. So I would say pay attention to our channel and our content. All right, that's it for the questions right now. We're going to take a short 60-second break. If you guys have comments or questions live, leave them in the comment section below, and we will be right back.
How should I go about cold calling?
The people that you're calling, they don't have time. They don't have patience. You need to get direct to the point. For the marketing people out there, industrial marketers, just because you're in marketing doesn't mean that you don't have to look at things on a weekly basis. And I'm like, look, I know that I need to get into automation, one, for the labor shortage because I can't find people.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people in our industries of industrial that are doing fun things with TikTok. But I feel like you have to adapt, right? Did you see some instant spike in activity?
9 to 5, just make enough to survive. Only living on the weekends. You really thinking that's why I'm alive?
All right, so can you guys see me right now? Because we're looking at the LinkedIn feed, and sometimes LinkedIn is a little bit wonky, and it gives us some weird stuff. So from my phone, I can't see me, which is weird. That's a first, but this doesn't surprise me. But if you can hear me but not see me, then leave a comment and be like, dude, I can't see you, but I can hear you. Just confirm it from your standpoint. So right now we have no questions in the comments section. If you guys can just confirm, are you getting the video feed right now, or are you just getting the audio? So we'll start the closeout because there is a 20-second delay. So guys, if you're new to the content, go to the YouTube channel. We have over 360, 370 videos on YouTube. Follow me on LinkedIn. Send me a connection request if it's relevant, if you're in industrial. If you're not, or you're just not going to try and sell me some shit, then I will accept it. But I typically about 80, 90% of my 18,000 people are in the industrial market. And that's where I really trying to help you guys at the end of the day with producing pieces of content that provide you with value, something that you were thinking about, something you're struggling with, anything like that. Laura, are we good on questions, comments? Nothing coming through?
Yeah, someone just confirmed that on YouTube they could see video and audio. So
Okay.
maybe it's just LinkedIn.
So
being
YouTube's
silly.
working, but LinkedIn, sometimes LinkedIn gets a little bit wonky. So stay tuned to the topic that hopefully we'll come up with today about Wednesday's show. I'm kind of feeling like it should be something related to technical sales, but we'll see once we have a quick meeting about it. So go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, turn on notifications, stay tuned for that Wednesday post, Wednesday at 12 Central Standard Time, and we will see you on the next one.